I'd like to call to the meeting to order for tonight. Our special meeting of the Petaluma City Council and Petaluma Community Development Successor Agency for May 8th. And tonight we have a workshop to review the proposed fiscal year 23-24 operating and capital budgets and the revised long-term general fund operating forecast.
So at this time, we will move into the CIP programs. I'd like to introduce Christopher Bolt, our Public Works and Utilities Director.
Here we have a very ambitious Public Works project section, which contains 24 projects in total. And we have projects in various phases. You can see them all listed here. There's quite a bit to cover. My favorite project. The Trestle, as we know, is a gem in the heart of our community. And the fiscal year 23-24 has a proposed $1.265 million budget for the project. That is the proposed expenditures. However, and by the way, we have $7.9 million planned for the subsequent fiscal year for construction, hopefully. That's what we're shooting for. But funding sources to pay for the actual expenses we incur have yet to be determined. So that's an ongoing challenge until grant funding can be secured. So this is a top 10 priority, as you all know. It's definitely one of our top priorities as a staff, and it's part of our Spaces and Places That Inspire, Work Plan Item 145. So revitalizing this structure will bring new energy to downtown Petaluma, as you know. The structure is not owned by the city. I just need to remind, mostly for the benefit of our community members who are listening this evening, the structure itself is owned by SMART. The lands underneath are California State Lands Commission. And whenever the structure changes ownership or changes uses, that lease needs to be renegotiated. So there's definitely a process. So at this point in time, with SMART owning the structure, it's very important to understand what we have, what they have, essentially. One of the models of ownership is that they'll give it to the city for $1. Do we want it? What is it? How much life is left in it? As much as we love it, what's going to be involved in restoring it? There's so many questions to be answered. As many of you know, there is a plan set from 2013 that was funded by a coastal a commission grant, and we have that on the shelf. But things have changed in 10 years. The structure has deteriorated a little bit further, maybe a lot further. We don't know. We are hopeful that the superstructure timber is in great shape. At least a first look by engineers and scientists gave us hope. The piling is, of course, a major concern. The other thing that's changed are building codes. The seismic requirements have shifted, no pun intended. But there is a need for dusting off and improving the design documents that we have. And if we were to bid it with those plans, it would be a very conservative design, a very expensive design and project. So our goal here, literally on May 22nd, we have a troop of 6 to 7 timber scientists and their technicians coming to crawl all around the trestle on May 22nd, the whole week. And they'll be working underneath, above, beside, basically scoring and serial numbering every single piece of timber in the structure and taking samples to take back to labs and evaluate. They want to grade the species, grade its condition. And like I told you, when they visited in December to get a good look at this, to plan the logistics and see what's all involved, they were very impressed with the condition of the 100-year-old timber in the top part of the structure. So that was promising. That was kind of a go, no-go decision point. So we decided to go ahead and talk about next steps, and that has brought us to this point today. And we are still, we're very close now to getting the necessary permits from SMART. As the owners, they have to let us have permission, let our scientists have permission to access the structure. I do want to express a heartfelt thank you to SMART for removing the plywood. In December, it was very hard for them to see what's going on underneath, and they actually remarked as they peeled up some of the plywood that it was trapping moisture and actually causing accelerated deterioration potentially of some of the timber members. So we're delighted that it's now gone. It looks a little better, which I like a lot. You can really from an engineer's heart, see the structural elements a little better and get a little sun on all the timber members prior to this important work coming up. So, as I said earlier, we are moving swiftly towards making this project shovel-ready in fiscal year 24-25. So this year is, after completion of the assessment, is going through design plans and getting regulatory permits. So it's literally ready to bid. And that will be a powerful statement to any granting agency, because that's our problem right now. If we give you money now, how close are you to building it? And we're at least a year away at this moment. So we want to get closer. There is one important graphic here in the lower left that highlights the 3 critical and compelling items, why we are where we are. Technical is very important, and these are all interrelated, which is why we created this graphic in a circle. Evaluating the current structure's condition is very important, knowing more about its regulatory issues and so forth. And then you get into the ownership arena. It's kind of a hot potato game. Depends what the technical issues are, right? And the assessment. And then the third one is obviously the funding. And they all require one another to actually move this project forward. Lastly, I'll just say that staff continues to seek grant funding opportunities and kind of tee us up for applications with federal appropriation requests. Last year we submitted a sizable request. This year we submitted an open-ended state appropriations request, and conversations with staff were very positive, so we're hopeful. And then we continue conversations with Coastal Conservancy and the Coastal Commission for potential assistance with additional funding. Lastly, we are working with the Petaluma Women's Club to support their fundraising efforts for the project. It's very important that we partner with our community members. Thank you. That's a nutshell of a very, very important project with a lot of complexities, and just want you to know we're taking this very seriously. Thank you.